DM'd me, actually.
Uh-huh.
So millennial of us.
Yeah.
You DM'd me on Twitter saying, I've heard we should connect, and I've heard from common friends that we should meet. What do you think about that? I was like, just text me.
Priyanka Chopra has a new man, and some are calling this an unlikely relationship. The Quantico actress is now reportedly dating Nick Jonas.
While Priyanka Chopra and Nick Jonas are still celebrating tying the knot this past weekend, the magazine The Cut posted an article that questioned whether or not their love was real.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Exposing SMG. Today we have an interesting topic to discuss. On this channel, we tend to talk a lot about celebrity couples, and that is whether it's our oh-so-troubling Meghan and Harry, our nostalgic Justin and Selena, or even our awkward Kim and Kanye. Disastrous celebrity couples are one thing we pretty much excel at. So today, we will be introducing a new Hollywood couple to the mix, and that is Nick Jonas and Priyanka Chopra. A few months ago, I made a video about Priyanka Chopra and her shady past back when she was still working as a Bollywood actress. Then I decided to take a look at her relationship with Nick Jonas, and I could surely say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Shady girl, shady relationship. But this video is not going to put any blame on Nick or Priyanka. Let me repeat that again for the fans watching. We are not putting an ounce of blame on any parties here. We are simply here to talk about public facts and some questions we have about their relationship. After all, this is Hollywood, and who are we if not to question the actions of public figures? Don't forget to leave us a comment down below about how you feel about Nick and Priyanka's relationship, and let us know after watching this video if your feelings about them have changed or stayed the same. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe for more. First, let's talk about their timeline. Their timeline doesn't add up to real-life events. Nick and Priyanka have a questionable timeline. They gave Vogue an interview that was released in February 2019 but written in December 2018. It basically paints Priyanka as this siren that made Nick lovesick to his knees. This is the story they painted to the media. They claimed that on September 8th, 2016, Nick DM'd Priyanka saying, "I'm hearing from a few mutual friends that we should meet." He continues to tell Vogue that she responded with a message saying, "My team can read this. Why don't you just text me?" So during that time, they were texting back and forth for months. Where was Nick during this time? The Future Now tour with Demi Lovato. They claim that in February 2017, they officially met at the Vanity Fair Oscar party. However, they never interacted on the red carpet. And to be honest, that was probably because during that time, they genuinely didn't know each other. That is until they decided to rewrite the narrative for us later on. After that, they claimed to be secretly texting and going on dates. According to Nick, they interacted at the after party, which luckily for them isn't documented for the public, so who really knows what went on there. Nick told Vogue, "And I put my drink down, got on one knee, this is in front of a bunch of people, and I say, 'You're real. Where have you been all my life?' Like, loud. Yeah, sure, 'cause that doesn't sound dumb as hell." A week before the 2017 Met Gala, Priyanka said that she invited Nick over to her apartment, where her mother was present. They hung out for a few hours, and when Nick said goodbye, he respectfully patted her on the back. Reminder, all these events are being told by them in their 2019 Vogue cover, so this either happened or didn't. I mean, nobody was there to witness it. During the 2017 Met Gala, both Nick and Priyanka posed on the red carpet because they were both going to wear Ralph Lauren, so the designer invited them to attend the event together. According to Ralph Lauren, he had no idea they were even flirting. Priyanka later told Jimmy Kimmel, "We were both wearing Ralph Lauren and we decided to go together. We were at the same table and we already knew each other, so he was like, 'Hey, you want to go together?' And I was like, 'Yeah, okay, let's go together.' It ended up working out." They coincidentally left out the fact that they were actually invited by Ralph Lauren because they were wearing his designs. It wasn't because they decided to go together, it was because they were told to go together. Joe Jonas later told Vogue that Priyanka, and I quote, kind of knocked him off his feet at that event. He was just this little puppy dog. Sophie and I were just laughing at him. We're like, look at this little smitten drunk kid right now. When asked if they were seeing each other, though, Priyanka said no. After the 2017 Met Gala event, they didn't see each other for a whole year. The next time they saw each other was at the 2018 Met Gala, where they both attended separately but didn't interact. It was only Memorial Day weekend where we finally saw them together at a non-work related event. J14 exclusively reported that they were spotted at the Hollywood Bowl on May 25, 2018, where they watched Beauty and the Beast live in concert. Then, on May 27, they were spotted at an LA Dodgers game where Us Weekly reported that Priyanka and Nick were talking really closely and were very smiley and very happy. On May 28th, they were all on a yacht with friends where they were cuddling and appeared to be very close. Come May 29th, 2018, Us Weekly reported that they are dating and it's brand new. It's a good match and they are both interested in each other. People magazine then reported on May 31st that they got cozy at West Hollywood hotspot Toca Mater, and their source said Priyanka ran her hands through Nick's hair at one point. However, there were no photos of this event. One thing we should all know is that if something is being reported through sources such as Us Weekly, People Magazine, and E! News, it's almost always the celebrity's publicist or the celeb themselves giving info as the source. Most magazines aren't going to take information from people without photos or without proving their credibility to the celeb. Trust me, I know how this process works. And here comes the social media interactions. Well, now that Nick and Priyanka were ready to tell the world they are together, there's nothing stopping them from interacting on social media. Priyanka posted a photo where she and her friends are eating In-N-Out burgers, and Nick commented, "That smile," and put a red heart. Then, Nick posted this video because then it was Priyanka's turn to comment, and she says, "Who is cuter? LOL." On June 9th, they both attended Nick's cousin's wedding in New Jersey, which indicated that they were becoming very serious. A few weeks later, Nick posted a video of Priyanka walking towards him and smiling. Then, as usual, it was Priyanka's turn to post, so later that day she posted a picture of Nick and her brother and captioned it, "My favorite men." Birthdays and engagements. India reports on July 5, 2018, that they are going to Greece for her birthday. A source tells them that Nick has been wanting to whisk Priyanka on a holiday for the longest time. They haven't got the time to travel together apart from their trip to India, and a few trips here and there, which again was either more of a family bonding thing or work related. So this Greece trip has been much awaited, and both Nick and PC couldn't see any better occasion than her birthday. They also state that reports claim that the two are set to get engaged by the end of July or beginning of August this year. I find it interesting how the Indian tabloids had the inside scoop before the American ones. It's later announced by People on July 27, 2018, that Nick and Priyanka are engaged. Nick apparently shut down a Tiffany store in New York to pick a ring, and that his friends and family have never seen him like this, and they're all really excited for him. He's definitely very serious about her. Nick told Vogue that he proposed to Priyanka on July 19th in Greece at midnight, and they confirmed their engagement on August 18, 2018 on Instagram. After that, they made a few red carpet/event appearances as an engaged couple. Priyanka then spent some time showing us her bachelorette party week in November 2018, and during late November, the couple landed in India to prepare for their extravagant wedding. So, what is going on, and why do we think the relationship is shady? There is a thing that happens in Hollywood, and that is called PR relationships. They are basically either romantic or friendship level relationships that happen to please the public and benefit the stars. Why are we questioning Nick and Priyanka's relationship as a PR? Well, because their relationship was basically non-existent up until May 25th, 2018. That is literally less than 2 months of quote-unquote dating. In their VOUGE shoot, they spoke about their timeline in a way that was supposed to represent this intense love where they were hugely attracted to one another. Meanwhile, it might have all just been a lie. Their timeline literally starts off as, they started texting, didn't meet for months, then met, hitched it off, everything was so amazing, Nick was so lovesick he couldn't move, then they didn't see each other for a year, and then they got engaged. Does that even make sense? It continues to get a little weird when Priyanka was asked about her morning routine in late 2019 in October, and she details her entire morning without once mentioning Nick's name. People thought it was suspicious that she listed what time she wakes up, what she does after, when she showers, when it's time for hair and makeup, when it's time to leave her house for set, and yet not once was there mention of her husband in the picture. She didn't even mention if they eat together or if they're even up at the same time. If you pay attention to them, you'll notice why the timeline is quite messy, because during 2016 through 2018, Nick was dating several different people. During 2016, Nick was on tour with Demi, who was possibly in love with him at one point, and she even wrote the songs Ruin the Friendship and Only Forever. I made a video a while ago that exactly proves why these songs are about Nick. Not only was Nick busy with tour, he was literally reported to have dated several people during the so-called secret love affair. According to Us Weekly, he was confirmed to have been dating Lily Collins in 2016. And then in early 2017, he was spotted on a date with this mystery girl. Then in November 2017, Us Weekly reported that he has been casually dating Georgia Fowler. I mean, I get it though. I get why they hooked him up with Priyanka. I mean, did anyone even hear of these so-called flings back in the day? I sure didn't. Nick's Bachelor era didn't end there though. In March 2018, aka during the time him and Priyanka were hot and heavy, considering they got engaged a few months after, he was seen publicly hooking up with this Australian chick named Annalisa Arziardo. Remember how they told us that Nick first slid into Priyanka's DMs in September 2016 because friends were apparently telling him about her? You want to know what Nick was doing in September 2016? Chilling with a Playboy model named Sarah. And even after September 2016, Nick was on a date with another random girl in December 2018, aka the time he and Priyanka were flirtatiously texting. What can I gather from looking at Nick's dating history? He likes to be around chill, barely famous girls. The most interesting the list got was Lily Collins, and even then she is very low-key. So Nick and his team clearly saw that the girls he was going for didn't suit his image, and if anything, they make him even more boring. So how do they both benefit from this? Consider the possibility of Nick and Priyanka being fake, and you might have yourself wondering why. What do they benefit from this? Let's start with Priyanka. Like I said earlier, I made a video about Priyanka and her shady business in Bollywood. Her troubles with Bollywood were so much she got blacklisted from working. So how would she fix this? Get married. Unfortunately, in many cultures, getting married is like a band-aid for a problem. Any issues people have, they usually like to promote marriages as this big problem fixer. Once Priyanka got married, she was no longer blacklisted in Hollywood because she had a husband and therefore wasn't a threat. She would not be caught doing anything with married men. It's a messed up mentality, but it is what it is, and with culture making marriage seem like this huge problem fixer, it actually makes sense. Priyanka benefits because she's A, no longer blacklisted, and B, it's never-ending publicity for her. Nick introduces Priyanka to the mainstream American audience that he has, and she sure as hell loves to remind us about that. Priyanka definitely likes the fame more than Nick. She takes pride in the fact that she's the only Bollywood star to make it this big in Hollywood, and she never lets us forget it. Chopra, in other words, has done what no Indian superstar before her has managed: cross over into Hollywood. high-profile people in the industry in India would be like, it's never happened before. It's not going to happen. You're wasting your time. But not for Priyanka. It happened for her. And, I mean, it's not crazy to think about that. Everything celebs do is for promo. I mean, when she announced her wedding registry, that alone was a partnership with Amazon. Believe it or not, the marriage is doing good things for her and Nick. For Nick, he gets more publicity, especially with Priyanka bringing him an audience from India, which on its own has a massive and different market. However, in the long run, we aren't sure how this benefits his career as an American musician, since whoever is streaming his music from India isn't helping him in the long run. I honestly think that Priyanka helps Nick look more interesting, because from the marriage alone, they are getting a lot of mainstream publicity and invitations to elite events. Plus, the marriage helps him fit in with his brothers in this "look at us, we are all grown up" image. The Jonas Brothers and their management are trying to capitalize on their grown-up life being an aesthetic. It's like, oh, look at us, we are all married, and here are our beautiful wives, but we are still bringing in that nostalgia. Here's a reader of mine commenting on a post for Nick and Priyanka explaining perfectly why this benefits both of them. So, you've made it to the end. And clearly Nick and Priyanka both have a little bit of explaining to do for what they have said that wasn't publicly supported by their previous actions. I want to know what you guys think about Nick and Priyanka's relationship, and if the whole thing is a coincidence or just downright shady. Let us know what other celebrity couples you want us to talk about. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.